L'evento sta per cominciare, si pregano i...
The event is about to start. We kindly ask you to take a seat.
L'evento sta per iniziare, si pregano i gentili ospiti.
The event is about to start. We kindly ask you to take a seat.
L'evento sta per iniziare, si pregano i gentili ospiti.
The event is about to start. We kindly ask you to take a seat.
Buon pomeriggio a tutti.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I would like to greet our distinguished guests, Minister Casellati and all the MPs and senators, and also the ambassadors that are here present today. And in particular, I would like to greet my friend Vito Bardi, President of the Basilicata region, and the Mayor of Matera, Antonio Nicoletti, the Director General of the Foundation Matera Basilicata 2019, Rita Orlando. I am very glad to present together with you the project Matera, Capital of Culture and Dialogue from 2026, promoted by the Union for the Mediterranean and the Anna Lindh Foundation. It is an important acknowledgement that Matera shares this year with Moroccan city, Tetuan. These are two extraordinary cities. Matera, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful Italian cities. And these two cities share the privilege to have UNESCO sites, Nesassi in Matera and the Medina in Tetuan. In Matera in 2024, I gathered all the directors of the Italian Institutes of Culture in order to recognize the role of a city that for many years has been not under the spotlight, and the attendance and the audience in the city was not proportionate to the beauty of the city. And this was because the south of Italy was penalized because of the infrastructures. Basilicata is a beautiful region between Apulia region and Calabria region. It is a region that has extraordinary beauty. But the cultural value of this initiative and also the political value in such a delicate moment cannot be stressed enough. We are experiencing a moment of international crisis. The situation in the Mediterranean area is often sad. The Mediterranean Sea is more and more a cemetery for migrants leaving Africa. There's a war which is about to end in Palestine, and great tension in Iran. There is also tension in Northern Africa. Terrorism is on the rise in sub-Saharan Africa. So it is a time when peace is more and more in danger, and the risk is that war will widen up. We are a country which, because of a historical decision, also enshrined in our constitution, we do not want the war, and we want to build peace. How can we build peace? It is not enough to just have a flag. Peace can be built only through constant work with all our interlocutors. And culture is an exceptional tool for dialogue, because culture is never just something which belongs to one side. It is perhaps the best expression of humanity. So, making Matera a city that spreads positive messages in order to build peace is something that makes this beautiful city, which turns this beautiful city into a place where positive initiatives will be launched. The entire Mediterranean Sea must become an area of peace and development, and I deeply believe in the role that we can play in the Mediterranean. This is our priority, and the Mediterranean goes until the Red Sea and the Indo-Pacific. So there is a continuity. We are also a country for which export accounts for about 40% of our GDP. So the seas are fundamental for us, and knowing that the sea can also bring peace. Bastien, a French scholar, said that where you have commodities, you do not have weapons. We are a people that has always looked to trade. We had republics also in the Basilicata region. Matera is not a city bordering the sea, but it is located quite close to it. So I believe that this is not just an opportunity for the city. In this very delicate moment, we have to exploit this opportunity that the city of Matera has in order to keep building peace and promoting international dialogue. We have to do more. And we can use culture as a tool for economic growth, because there is a cultural industry, and culture also means attracting tourists. We are working on this big corridor from India through the Mediterranean up to Trieste, the IMEC corridor, so India, the Gulf countries, Africa, and the Mediterranean. And this will also be an infrastructural corridor, a commercial corridor, but also a corridor that will be used to spread the cultural messages. And just like all the other corridors we had in the history of humanity, like the Silk Road, this will be a corridor for dialogue and exchange. So I believe that we can do a lot looking at the south of Italy, because the south of Italy is growing. Our export is growing too, and Matera can really become a place of ideas, of dialogue. So not just a place of culture, because there is also an industrial culture, a culture of growth. So the word culture in its widest sense should be used in order to promote growth and dialogue, because this is the best tool in order to build peace. And this is the vision that pushed the ministry to change, because our ministry from the 1st of January has focused on economy too, and we believe in the culture of economy too. So as you can see, we are perfectly in line with what is happening in Matera, and I am quite glad to be here and kick off this initiative that is supported by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and of International Commerce. So you can count on our support and collaboration and on our international network. And I am sure that many embassies in Italy will look to this initiative with interest in order to turn Matera into a capital of peace, and also as an ambassador of peace abroad. So I am glad to welcome you here at the ministry, but I would also like to say that we will do everything in our power for the success of this year dedicated to Matera, which once again becomes a capital of culture. So this is just this is already the second time. Perhaps there will also be the Olympic Games in Matera. Who knows? So congratulations to the mayor and the president Bardi. Institutions and administrations have the duty to be protagonists in the organization of events. But I want to tell you that the government supports you, and also Minister Casellati supports you. So you are fully supported by the government. We have 2 ministers, but we will also convince the others to fully support you so that this initiative can really be a success for Matera, for Basilicata region, and for our country. Thank you, and now I will give the floor to President Bardi.
Thank you. I thank Minister Tajani for his wishes and for what he said about Matera. I think that for us, today is a very important day that we will remember. We had Matera, Capital of Culture, in 2019, and today we're here to celebrate a new event, the capital of culture and dialogue in the Mediterranean. So, the capital of this Mediterranean culture and dialogue in 2026. This was conferred by the Union for the Mediterranean and the Anna Lindh Foundation. We want to reassert Matera's vocation, 1,000-year-old vocation, and the crucial role Italy plays, as well as the crucial role of southern Italy in international relations. We want to be a natural bridge between civilizations. That is what Minister Tajani was saying right now. Matera's geographical location places it at the center of the Mediterranean. It is a hub, it's a point of reference for Magna Grecia, the larger Greece, and we are proud to be able to celebrate this event, which stresses the importance, the relevance of an area that has given a lot in the past, that has contributed a lot in the past, and even can contribute in the present historical moment. Allow me to extend some greetings to the ambassador of Morocco, Youssef Balla, and the Italian ambassador to Morocco, Pasquale Salzano. My greetings to the Secretary General of the Union for Mediterranean, Nasser Kamal, and the chair of the Anna Lindh Foundation, Princess Rim Ali. And I thank them very much for the work they've done and for having chosen Matera as the city that better embodies this Euro-Mediterranean geographical hub. Today, I am convinced that culture, and I've always said this, is not a cost. Culture is actually something that can drive the economy of a territory, and we say this looking at this very cultural benchmark. This can help us stimulate activities in our territory, in Basilicata, in our region. So given that we are at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, we can say that culture is a form of active diplomacy. What does it do? It creates, it strengthens, above all, relations between territories, between institutions and communities. Matera, along with the city of Tetuan, they share the same destiny, the same fate. These are two cities that are World Heritage, UNESCO World Heritage sites. They are not far from the sea, and they represent natural gateways. The common title we share is not just a name. The mayor will further detail the program that, starting on the 20th, will be presented in Matera. So the schedule of events that will take place throughout the year until November. As president of the Basilicata regional government, I consider this path an extraordinary opportunity to further consolidate our international presence. The Mediterranean today is features a number of profound contradictions. It is the sea of opportunities, but it is also the sea of fractures, unfortunately. So our commitment is this. We want to restore its century-old function. It must be a crossroads, a hub where cultures can meet, and hopefully it can forge new cultural, social, and economic alliances that can generate development and stability. We do hope that this may be an opportunity for our youths as well. They are extremely important for us. There's an opportunity to further pursue Euro-Mediterranean cultural projects, which offers training and regeneration paths to them. This is a year, a very stimulating year, where we will try to prove that international cooperation does not stem from institutional buildings alone. It stems from the very communities, the venues where they live, where they can envisage the future. Our region is ready. Basilicata is ready. I am very happy we can celebrate this event today. And I do hope to see you on the 20th of March in Matera to kick off with these official celebrations of Matera as Mediterranean Capital for Culture and Dialogue in 2026. It will be a beautiful event and a paramount moment. We all hope it can generate the same kind of positivity that was generated back in 2019 when Matera was appointed the European Capital of Culture. So I thank you very much for your attention, and remember, we will be expecting you gladly in Matera.
Farete ancora meglio, ce ne sono.
You will do even better, I'm sure. Thank you for accepting my invitation and for being here and for talking about the success of your city. Thank you, Minister. Thank you for your hospitality. I would like to thank the entire government for the support you're giving to the city of Matera. Minister Casellati, Minister Giuli, the presidency of the council. Matera is a city that is always proactive. It proposes itself as a place of innovation, as a city that wants to pull together the energies of communities, associations, and people and institutions. Without your support, we would have not been able to reach the results that we have reached so far, and we would not be so confident looking at the future. And we are building this trust today and day after day. I would like to thank President Mardi, who, together with the Basilicata region, and I would like to greet all the authorities that are here present today. Basilicata region is a fundamental partner for us, and the city of Matera, like all the cities, has many different features, the features that every city has. It's a lively city, and our city has a growing community of tourists coming from all over the world. Talking about that here today is something that makes me proud, because this city a few years ago was a city that did not have a clear future. It has an extraordinary past from the Paleolithic times. The city has existed, and in Matera we have communities that have inhabited the city for centuries. Such an ancient city is a city where it is very important to talk about the future. How can you talk about the future in a city that was defined as a troglodyte city because there were cave dwellers and poverty was endemic. But in any case, this city was able to change and it recognized the value of its cultural heritage and it turned it into a resource that has changed the destiny of the communities living in Matera through our generations who know what it means to become a UNESCO heritage site, starting from the knowledge and looking ahead with ambition. They know what it means to become European capital of culture when Europe still seemed something very far from Matera. And today this city is the Mediterranean capital of culture and dialogue. This is a further step along the history of a lively city, a creative city where culture is not just a static heritage, but it is something that, as the World Culture says, it is something that we see today to ripe tomorrow. So what we called the future in 2019 is the present today. And today we imagine our future with an even wider community. First, we look to Europe and now to the government and its Mattei plan and the plan for culture. And today we have a widened Mediterranean. And as Minister Tajani said, the Mediterranean Sea borders even the Gulf countries. So this means that thanks to the cultural diplomacy in the city of Matera, we will have months when cultures will be able to meet. And for the first time, talking about international communities will not mean talking about conflicts, but rather about dialogue. And we will have artists, but Rita Orlando will tell you more. She's the Director General of the Foundation Matera Basilicata 2019, and I would like to thank her for her work. So through exhibitions and congresses, we will have the possibility to share the meaning of culture in a territory which is a place of meeting and dialogue. And it has been such a place also throughout history. If we think about the great capitals of Jerusalem and Rome. And today, with a project like the Mediterranean Capitals of Culture and Dialogue, we have the possibility to start from the word culture and open up possibilities of development and growth. The city of Matera is a very ancient city, but it is also a city where the word innovation is something tangible. There is one of the most important centers of the Italian Space Agency. So the economy of the space in the south of Italy sees in Matera an ecosystem of businesses that represent creativity and culture. In Matera, with the House of Emerging Technologies, we have also a center for quantum science. And so in Matera, we talk about quantum key distribution and about what we can do with our businesses. There are some here represented today. And all this in a perspective which is not a local perspective, but rather a perspective that involves Europe and the countries of the Mediterranean Sea. The program is still underway. It is in the pipeline, and we are building it in harmony with the communities and institutions, with the city of Matera and its territory, and the region of Basilicata, and also with the other regions in the south of Italy. And this project will be first presented on the 1st of March. We will have the inauguration. And during this ceremony, the institutions will be inside the theater. And this theatre, which for many years has been under renovation, is a theatre that on the 20th of March will be totally transformed, and it will become a place where an event will be organized. And this means that while we are here presenting this project in Matera, there is somebody that is transforming this place so that the community of Matera can really recover this site. And this building site should be seen as a symbol of a city that is live and that is transforming itself also through these building sites. And after this building site in the Theatre Duni, we will move to the city center and to Rione Sassi in particular, and we will look at the Gravina and the park of Murgia Materana and the churches. And this big park will become an extraordinary place where a show will be organized starting from 8 p.m. and we will light up the Paleolithic caves and the churches before Rione Sassi, and we will have an architectural show using drones and lasers and music, and we will conclude this day in a memorable way. And I'm sure that also the year 2026 will be a year to remember. This year is not an ending point, because Matera is a city that was a capital of culture in 2019, and it is a city where the real heritage, the real capital is a culture. So this project will continue to bear fruits even in the years to come. With the offices of the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs, for example, we are discussing so that the cultural productions that we will present in 2026 for the project Matera, Mediterranean Capital of Cultural and Dialogue, and so that these cultural productions can be reproduced in other Italian cultural institutes in the world, also in order to promote development opportunities for our businesses, as Minister Tajani said before. This will be done with the support of the government, the region, and the institutions, and with the support of our community, which is always lively and proactive. So we are sure that we are confident that we will be able to reach these objectives, and we have to say that we are proud to represent Italy in Europe, in the Mediterranean, and in the world. Thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you for illustrating the details and the goal of the city of Matera for this year. But not only, we want to celebrate the choice of Matera out of it's based on its beauty, but we want to make this year an extraordinary opportunity for growth. We strongly believe in it. We believe in political dialogue. It's like building a huge mosaic, creating a mosaic. Everyone must play his role, and the government will be up to it. This is an opportunity not just for Italy, for Matera, for the region of Basilicata. We want to make sure that the spotlights are on. We want to showcase this as much as possible, supporting all initiatives and contributing to debates, to the organization of events, foreign policy related in Matera or elsewhere in Italy, to celebrate the very role of this city and of southern Italy. We cannot ignore the fact that even the other day we had a meeting of the Foreign Affairs Council, and I very much insisted on the Mediterranean, on its relevance. There are a whole lot of other topics that can be associated to it. We could as the Foreign Affairs Ministry, organized some international events this very year for Matera in order to showcase it to our interlocutors. They will be certainly very happy to visit one of the most beautiful cities in Italy. I now leave the floor to architect Rita Orlando, Director General of Matera Basilicata 2019 Foundation, so that she may further detail herself all the interesting events to be displayed in Matera this year. Thank you, Minister. I thank everyone in attendance. I was telling the Minister that we met back in 2024 in Matera for the States General because he was the one who publicly announced that Matera had been selected for this role. So I'm very glad to be here, and I'd like to stress all this because that was a very significant moment when foreign policy acknowledged the structural value and the generative value of culture itself. For us, this appointment is a privilege after being a European capital of culture. We're a small town in southern Italy, and acting on behalf of Italy, we displayed culture. And that was a twofold honor because Matera is the first Italian city to play both roles, so capital of culture and European Mediterranean capital. And that makes us proud. We represent the north of the Mediterranean, whereas Tetuan represents the south of the Mediterranean, the southern shore. So this is very important for us. It sort of overturns geographies, north and south. That is why our project is called Terre Immerse, immersed lands. We are not directly on the sea, and the Mediterranean in the collective imagination is the sea. But Matera is not just the sea, it's also the mainland. It's that rocky land, this rocky territory. And this brings us back to the idea of an enlarged Mediterranean. So it goes far beyond the elements of the scene. It preserves important paramount traces of history, and Matera is an archive itself. It is a vertical city. It's a sort of vertical archive of the Mediterranean. That's how we consider it. So our program is fourfold. It has the stratification element because Matera is a stratified city. It's based on different layers, strata from the Paleolithic era to present day. Then we have isolation because Matera is inland, it's placed inland, is in the mainland. But isolation, it does not necessarily mean something negative. We have already proven that internal areas, which go for, this goes for most European cities, inland areas can be a real driver, can truly set forth some new innovative cultural proposals. Then we have another pillar, which is remoteness. We're far from the large cities, but this is not necessarily a limit. And then we have transhumance, which means the movement of ideas and people that generate new ideas and build the future. This will be a year, as the mayor was saying, that will begin on the 20th of March. It is a day that we have selected carefully. It is the International Day of Happiness, so it was a very interesting opportunity to start off the year. So we chose a date that could have a particular relevance on the international level. So the whole year will feature a whole lot of events. We have big festivals with Radio 3, Matera Radio. We've had this for several years. That has cultural events. We have the festival of storytelling. Then we have the festival of the Mediterranean, of street events. So it is all very varied, and this can intercept the interests of different categories of the general public, because we want culture to be accessible to all. We want everyone to find their own space in this cultural program, so that culture and art can foster proper dialogue between people. That is the very task we give to we ascribe to culture. We will have a number of dedicated reviews, literary and cinema events dedicated to the Mediterranean. Cinema will play a pivotal role. Together with the Culture Ministry, we'll organize the Audiovisual Summit for the Mediterranean in Matera, and we will organize a whole lot of events and exhibitions, one on Mimmo Jodic, one on Alessandro Olivetti, and there will be a great event on medieval archaeology. There are some particularly significant dates. We will have the opening ceremony on the 20th of March, and there's another date that together with the mayor we tend to stress a lot, the 26th of September. That is when we will be hosting an event that's been doing it for a while. It's called Cielo Stellato, a starred sky, which is an ancient welcoming ritual which we are once again organizing every year. It's a magical moment for the city. The city turns itself off. It is an ancient ritual that was adopted to welcome important guests in the past, and for us it means welcoming the entire community, which features the inhabitants of Matera and all foreigners from Italy, from abroad. We want to embrace them. We want to welcome them in the concept of an enlarged community. Clearly, together with a cultural program, the foundation also works as a cultural institution to further consolidate international relations. We are part of the network of the European Capitals of Culture. We have joined a number of other international networks, and we began promoting at the European level, together with the Anna Lindh Foundation. We have set forth the proposal of the creation of a network of Mediterranean culture cities, because this Mediterranean dimension that belongs to all of us, which is not properly defined yet, we want this to become a topic that can be debated by the cities, because culture is can be a capital for them. So Matera this year is honored, truly honored, of the role it plays, and it bears a great responsibility. We are all very much interested. We already have gathered experience after being a European capital of culture, so we know what to do when it comes to playing the role of Mediterranean capital. We want to keep the process open-ended, and our twin city, Tetuan in Morocco, will be with us. We will both be taking center stage. We want to make sure that the relationship between the two cities can define new diplomatic channels, bringing together administrative offices and people, the people themselves. Allow me to invite you to our opening event. On the 20th of March, we will be setting a path that tells us that the Mediterranean is not a boundary, it's a bridge. It is not a line that divides, it's a breath that unites. Every breath is a journey. It comes in, it is exhaled and inhaled, just as do music, languages, and people. So I truly hope to see you all in Matera on the 20th of March in order to forge our Mediterranean capital of culture. Thank you.
Grazie. Come ha detto l'architetto, sono...
Thank you. As Ms. Orlando said, there are many initiatives that will be organized in the city of Matera, and we are ready to add even more initiatives so that these events, I can see the participation also of international guests that we could invite, and so that Matera can really become a place of dialogue, a place where you can discuss about the important topics related to peace and the Mediterranean Sea. Now we have a video, Matera, Mediterranean Capital of Culture and Dialogue 2026. We will watch it together.
Beh, mi pare che il messaggio...
Well, the message is quite clear. It's a European city, but we also have an African city. We are all sons of a European culture. This is where our identity was born, because also the European identity was born in the Mediterranean. So I believe that Matera has the opportunity to really be protagonist this year. You will find in us interlocutors ready to do what you need us to do. There are even ambassadors from other countries who can help, and I hope that there will also be a high number of tourists, so that we can also have an important cultural dialogue on what the city has represented, even in the cinema, because we should say that there was also a movie that was The Passion of Christ, on the life of Christ, that was shot in Matera. So this is also culture. This is a movie that made Matera known, this extraordinary city. So it's another topic that is part of the cultural dialogue. Cinema is culture, so there are really many opportunities in Matera because of its extraordinary beauty and also its peculiar beauty. We do not have another city like Matera in Italy. So, dear President, dear Mayor, dear architect, thank you for presenting this event at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, such an important event for our country. I am sure that everybody will support us so that the final result will be exceptional, and I'm sure that Minister Casellati will fully support you. I see that there is also Mr. Lucano, the director of TG2. He will open the news every day talking about Matera, I'm sure. But joking apart, I believe that our TVs and radios and newspapers can really use Matera to talk about many other topics. And one final thing that I believe is important and was mentioned by Ms. Orlando before is related to the inland areas. Inland areas should not be neglected. They actually have to be enhanced because of their extraordinary heritage. Our civilization is a maritime civilization, but it's also a civilization made up of inland areas, and the Italic peoples build up their identities there from the north to the south of our peninsula, and Matera is a testimony of that. I was really astonished by the beauty and the frescoes in the Franciscan cave that is not always open to the public. It is really something extraordinarily beautiful. I do not know whether you have all seen it, but there is also this part of our culture and our identity, of our Christian roots in the beautiful Matera, before Rome and up to today. So good luck to all of you. We will be there together with many other visitors who will be protagonists together with you in the city of Matera, Mediterranean capital of culture and dialogue.